Johnson said that with Brexit, she's towing a straight line.
The Prime Minister, in her Florence speech, made absolutely clear the generous offer that Britain is putting forward. We want to have a cooperative relationship with Europe, but she's always made it absolutely clear that actually we've got to get the right and best deal for Britain, and that's what she'll deliver.
Well, I've got Thomas Cole with me, Head of Policy at Open Britain. Good morning, Thomas. That's one view, of course. Her ministers rallying around her, but in terms of the day ahead, she's got quite a difficult audience, hasn't she? A tough job ahead of her to convince these business leaders negotiations are going well.
Yes, she certainly has. I mean, we heard in your introductory remarks, of course, there'll be the British Chamber of British Industry will be there. And of course, we have a number of key European players as well, their counterparts in Germany, France and Italy. What they'll be wanting to hear is what's the likelihood of there being any breakthrough in the current talks on the withdrawal negotiations, and at what point does Theresa May think the negotiations can move forward to the future arrangement, which of course include the trade arrangement. At the moment, it's not looking great. The idea was originally to have an agreement in October, to then be able to move forward at that point to the future arrangement. That hasn't happened. What we have now is the idea that there should be an agreement at the December European Council when the 28 heads of government, including Theresa May, meet in Brussels to discuss the negotiations. And things aren't looking too good. So of course the business leaders will be very, very concerned about what's going to happen in the short, medium and long term.
She is likely to say to them that she's looking for a transition agreement, yes, where businesses will have 2 years post-March 2019 to continue trading in the way they are now in order to get themselves ready for change. Is that really likely?
Well, I think it's, on the one hand, the transition is clearly needed. Theresa May spelled out in her Florence speech at the end of September that that's what she wanted, but that hasn't actually been translated any official negotiating position yet by the British government. Of course, it's clear that from the EU 27 side, as well as the European Parliament, they've spelled out that a transition could be possible. In the case of the European Parliament, they said up to 3 years. In the case of the EU member state governments, they said only that it should be time limited. So there'd be clearly willingness for that. The question is really, is 2 years long enough? It would be the status quo, so it would be the UK staying in the EU's single market and also customs union. And if that were the case, then at least until March 2021, trade would continue as it is today. The question really becomes, what happens after March 2021 and in the period until a new trade relationship has been agreed? It's unlikely